Hello, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm working on a little project and I should have it done today. And you can see part of it in the background. When I'm finished, I'll show it all off, show you how it came out. It's coming out pretty good so far. But right now, I'm getting ready to do some staining. And it's only about 2:45 in the morning right now out here. And I'll tell you what, the mosquitoes are out en masse. And one thing that you should think about getting if you live in an area where you get a lot of mosquitoes is one of these thermocells. I have a couple of them. Actually, I have like 3 of them. Right now, I've got one of them back on my deck to keep that area clear. And I've got one, obviously, right here. Without that, man, I'll tell you what, it'd be very difficult to work. And of course, I got my iced coffee right here. Have to have that. I want to talk to you about the state of our nation here in the United States of America, not even the state of the world. And I get a lot of emails. People ask me, how bad do you think things are really going to get? And I mean, just look around. Aren't they bad enough already? You know, there's actually some people right now that have had to resort to using their preps. People living out of their cars, even though they still have a full-time job because they can't afford rent. I was watching a video today. It was supposed to be a funny video, but it was somewhat, I don't know, unsettling. It was pretty disturbing, really. I'm subscribed to this YouTube channel. The gentleman's name is ABL, Anthony Brian Logan. Really smart guy, right? And he put out a video today, which is usually not one of the videos that he puts out. But he put out a video of where this young gentleman went to a college campus, I believe. And he started asking just basic questions to students that went to that college. Like, for example, how many continents are there in the world? And not one student got the answer right. He asked things like, who fought in the Revolutionary War, right? Who fought in the Civil War? Can you name 3 countries in North America? Can you name 1 country in Africa? And I think that out of all of the questions that he asked in that video, only one student partially answered one question correctly because she named Canada, the United States of America, and then I think she said Great Britain as the 3 countries in North America, or 3 of the countries in North America. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, boy, I'll tell you what, they've pretty much won. And who's they? The people that want to dismantle our nation, the people that want to make the world dependent upon one form of governance. They've done a great job because not only have our young forgotten or never learned our history, but the ideology that they're being indoctrinated with is one that is opposed to freedom. And just look at everything that's been going on in the past few years, ladies and gentlemen, and look at all of the plans that they have going forward. I mean, I talk about this all the time, that they're talking about, they're examining a centrally banked digital currency. And when they say that, you know that they've already, have it ready in the background. So what do we do to protect ourselves against that? I often say that there's nothing that we can do. And the reason that I say that there's nothing that we can do to stop them from doing what they are planning to do is because as an individual, just one person, there's nothing that we can do. As a collective, there's lots that we can do. But just take a look at what happened last week and what's currently happening now due to the reversal in the Supreme Court. Look at the division within the nation. Look at the lawlessness that's taken place. If you think that you shouldn't be getting prepared or that you should be prepared, and I'll tell you what, you're really going to suffer going forward because this is just the beginning. there's so many things going on just with the production of our food, the transportation of our food, the transportation of things that we need to live on an everyday basis. And also something else that's very important, the transportation and delivery of items that afford us the standard of life that we're used to, right? Because that's something that you have to take into account. Sure, do I need to paint what I'm painting now or to stain what I'm staining now in order for my life to be better? No, I don't. Or in order for my life, let me reword that. Or in order for me to be able to live? No, I don't. I don't have to. But I want to. I would like to. You know what I mean? Because the little things in life, ladies and gentlemen, matter. It's what brings people joy. Will there come a day where Victor can't afford to put gas in his vehicle so that he can bring Michael up to visit? Michael was up here yesterday. Actually, we did a little babysitting for a few hours while they went around and did chores. Took care of things around town because Victor's got to go back to work here in a couple of days, which was great. But will there come a day where he won't be able to afford to put gas in his vehicle to bring Michael up here to visit because of the way things are going? You take a look at just the fuel situation, and it's catastrophic. You look at us going from paying $1.79 to $2 a gallon just a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, to now where we're paying, I think it's over $5 a gallon. Well, as a matter of fact, I filled up yesterday, and I think it was like $4.97. So, hey, gas came down. I bet you that's what everyone's talking about. Hey, gasoline came down 20 cents, whatever it is. Not realizing that we're still paying more than twice as much as we paid just a year and a half, 2 years ago. With the fuel shortage or diesel fuel shortage that's going on. And the reason I say shortage is because the higher the prices are, the more of a shortage there is, right? That's how the law of supply and demand works. The less of something there is, the more that it's going to cost. So with this diesel shortage going on, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better, it's being predicted that sometime in August, September, that diesel fuel is going to go up to like $8 or $9 a gallon. That's the numbers I heard. And that's tragic. What are truckers going to do? What are truckers going to do in order to fill up those tanks when they keep doubling in price? If they can't make a living, I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to work for free. I've stated this so many times. Find me someone out there who's going to work for free. And no one's going to work for free. You need to make a living. You need to make a profit. You need to live. Same thing with farmers. I've used that phrase with farmers, mainly. Find me a farmer that's going to work for free. Same thing with truckers. Find me a trucker that's going to work for free, that's going to put fuel in his truck at a loss and deliver food to your supermarket. I don't think you'll be able to find one. And is all of this by design? Ask yourselves. Is everything that's going on now with us getting involved in this war that's going on, with the United States just pledging, I think yesterday or a few days ago, pledging $200 billion to the world. Right, ladies and gentlemen? The United States is pledging $200 billion to help out with the world's electrical infrastructure. Think about that. Think about what a slap in the face that is to us, the American people, that our government is taking our labor, right? Because that's what dollars represent. Ask yourselves, if you've never thought about it this way, that is what a dollar represents. It is a piece of your life because you work for it. If you work for it, that is. A dollar represents a piece of your life. Depending on how much you make per hour, it can represent as much as a second, a minute, an hour. That's what it represents. So the United States government is taking our labor and investing it in other countries. When here in the United States, prices are out of control. Fuel prices are out of control. Some people are having to cut back on what they eat and how much they eat in order to keep a roof over their head. The price of rents have skyrocketed year over year, and they reported on the CPI as only having gone up by like 4 or 6%. And that's a complete lie. Ask anyone that rents, that's been renting for the last 3 or 4 years, if rents have only gone up by 4% in the last year. And the thing is that too many people in the United States, we are naive as to what is going on. So we take the word that is put out to us by the government. Oh, things can't be that bad because rents have only gone up 4%. It must just be the area that I live in where rent went up 30%. It must just be here localized for whatever reason. So yeah, things can't be that bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the media does a great job at blocking real information and feeding us with the narrative that they want us to follow. And I'm not saying just watch the Alaska Prepper channel, absolutely not, but diversify your base of knowledge, diversify where you get your information, do your own research. Because if you think that things are bad right now, it's only beginning. It's only beginning. All of those people that throughout the years have asked me, should I move? I live in an apartment. I live in a city. My reply has always been steadfast, and it goes something like this. If I were to live in a populated area, i.e. in a populated city, I would do one of two things. I would either move away to a place that was less populated, that's at least a gas tank or two away from that populated area, or I would have a small piece of land away from that populated area, like a gas tank or two away from that populated area that you can get to in a hurry. But people are still there, and cities are going to get hit really hard when things start to escalate. And I'm not even talking about, the potential of us having a war. We won't even talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. And we can sit here and talk for hours on how bad things are actually going to get. It's not because I want them to get bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's not because I want to get a click by telling you that things are going to get bad. It's because it's the truth. All you have to do is study history. Look at how Rome fell. I know it was a really long time ago. It's different this time. Is it really? Is human nature really that much different today than what it was 2,100 years ago? Is it really that much different? So you have to really take a look at yourselves. Take a look at your situation. Take a look at what you can do. What can you give up in order to be better prepared for what's coming? And if you don't know what's coming, just start watching some of these videos. I actually have a prepping video. I have a payday prep to share with you all that I've been gathering for like the last, 2 or 3 weeks. I've been ordering things from here and there, and it's things that are going to get a lot more expensive and maybe even unavailable. And which reminds me of the diesel engine oil shortage that is coming. I talked about this on a previous video, and I actually have an insider that I'm going to be talking to. Someone who's like high up in one of these major companies that produces diesel engine oil. Not diesel oil, not diesel fuel, diesel engine oil. Many people don't think about that. Diesel trucks or, tractor trailers, they usually run on diesel fuel and they have diesel engines, right? Well, it takes a lot of stuff to make those things run. And the oil that lubricates its engines is one of them. What's a special kind of oil. I think it's 15W40, I think. Don't quote me on that. But it takes some special kind of additives. And the companies that make that, they're not making it anymore until 2023. So what we have on the shelves is what we have on the shelves. I've already told, some people that I know. I went to my mechanic and I said, do you work with these engines? He said, yeah, on a regular basis, we work with diesels, we do oil changes, etc. I said, you may want to stock up on diesel engine oil, enough for the next year before the masses wake up to it and there's none left to be found. It's too many things to think about and to talk about in one video, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't want to make this video super, super long, and I do have to get back to my staining here. Pretty excited that I'm going to be done with this. It's taken me about 4 days to complete this project, which is really good for the amount of work that has been done. However, are you preparing, ladies and gentlemen? Are you getting ready for what's coming? Because I'll tell you what, this winter is going to be a pretty tough winter unless you're a millionaire. All right? Because I feel that fuel oil, diesel, the fuel oil that is used for heating, it just keeps going up. I keep biting my lips every time that I pass the gas station and see that the price keeps going up. It's almost $5 a gallon now for heating oil. Whereas about a year and a half, less than 2 years ago, it was $1.70 something, $1.75 I think it was. It's almost $5 a gallon. That means that people's heating bill this winter that use heating oil is going to just about triple, if not more. Because if diesel fuel is expected to go to like $8, $9 a gallon, let's say by the end of this year, let's say by winter, not even by August, September. If it's expected, heating oil is pretty much the same thing as diesel fuel. It's just got a couple little different things in it as far as additives. So some people are just not going to be able to afford to heat their homes. I am looking into getting a wood stove right now. I'm calling someone, actually the guy that installed Billy's wood stove, Billy and D's from Frontier Preppers. I'm having him come out to my house to survey the area where I think it would be best to put it. And then I'm going to go ahead and purchase one and have him install it. Because ladies and gentlemen, $5 a gallon, if not more. And that's if you go get it yourself. If it's delivered, you can add another $1.50 per gallon to that. Incredible. I don't know how some people are going to make it. I thank the good Lord above that I had the foresight, several months back to stock up on an extra year's supply of heating oil. And that goes out to you naysayers out there. The ones that talk about nothing's ever going to happen. Just by me going out there 6-7 months ago, I think it was about 7 months ago, November, December of last year. I even told you all on video that I was going to get an additional year supply. And I was able to get it at about half of the price of what it is right now. And I'm even considering getting another 1 year supply because I have the capacity. I have the containers to do it at today's prices, because I think it's going to go up again and it's not going to be coming back down for several years. Yes, it'll come down a little bit, just like gas. Everybody's excited because it came down a little bit, but it's not going to come down all the way back to where it was when, i.e., things were normal, right? So these are the things you have to start thinking about. Do you have, socks? Do you have children? Do your children grow? Maybe get shoes. Maybe get a pair of shoes and each size up for the next couple of years. I know that may seem like it's ridiculous, right? It just may seem like that. But what will it hurt? What will it hurt for you to go and get your toddler a pair of shoes each size up for the next couple of years? That'll last them the next couple of years, 3 years. What will that hurt? Is he or she not going to use shoes? Are they not going to need shoes? Do you think that shoes will be less expensive here in the coming months? Do you think that all of those shoes that have been sitting out in the harbor or out on container ships for the last year and a half, do you think that when they take them out of the box, they're not going to be all moldy and have to throw them away? I've heard that story already several times. What will it hurt to get extra socks, extra underwear? And of course, that's after you've secured a good year or even 2 year supply of food. For those of you that didn't see the video that I put out yesterday, the president of the World Bank, all right, and that's not saying much. I'm not praising this person, but even the president of the World Bank is out there telling people publicly this food shortage crisis is going to last 3 or more years. Why? Mainly because of our fertilizer problem, and mainly because of our problem with gathering or getting natural gas out of the ground. Because countries have just stopped doing it. Why? Because they want to save the earth. Well, they're going to save the earth, all right? But it's us that's going to end up paying the price and perishing, because we need those things in order to survive. Can we do it a different way? Can we do it a better way? Absolutely. But you can't just switch over to a new system on the dime. It's like asking a big oil ship, those big oil ships, container ships. It's like trying to ask them to make a left-hand turn on a dime. No, it takes them several miles of navigation before they can actually complete that left-hand turn. Same thing with the systems that we have in place, with the infrastructures that we have in place that are crumbling. What about our infrastructure? Our infrastructure is crumbling, ladies and gentlemen, and we are sending other countries $200 billion. It's a slap in the face of the American people. Our infrastructure is crumbling, and we are sending the world $200 billion so that they can work on their infrastructures. It is a slap in our face. The system is rotten to the core, and nothing less than a revolution, ladies and gentlemen, is going to change it, in my opinion. So I'll tell you what, with what's going on overseas with this war thing, with the war drums beating, I'll tell you what, for those of you that want this, I guarantee you, you will regret ever wanting it, should it happen. I guarantee it. That's something that I can guarantee you, right? You will regret it happening. That's the last thing that we want. It's the last thing that we need. I just want you all to get prepared, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to do whatever it is that you can do. Get an extra job if you have to. All right, if you're going to be one of those people that comment that say, I can't afford it, go get an extra job, all right? Don't look at me here where I'm sitting in my little homestead to be that I've been working on for like 5 years. Don't look at me here and say, oh, it's easy for you, AP. You don't even have to work anymore. You know how many times I've heard that? I've paid my dues. I am living, all right? I am living because of the consequences of the decisions that I made in my life. I'm not saying it's perfect by any means, but it is for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so go out there, all right? Because I hear when I say, go get a second job, oh, you don't even have to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not about me. It's about you. It's about every individual who is watching this right now. It's about you. Go get a second job if you have to, so that you can prepare for what's coming. Because let me tell you what, the hours that you expend today getting preps that you'll need for tomorrow, you'll have to expend 2 or 3 times that much time in the future to get the same amount of stuff. Meaning that your labor is going to be valued at a lot less in the future. You won't be able to buy as much stuff with the number of hours you work a year from now than what you do now. Even though things are expensive, that's the way it will be. So go and do whatever it is that you have to do. And stop whining. Stop complaining. I hear that so much. Also, stop complaining about life. When you came out of the womb, you did not come with a warranty card saying that life will be fair. And if life is ever unfair, that just go ahead and dial this 1-800 number. There's no warranty card that comes with you when you come out of the womb and enter this world. So stop complaining about stuff and go get it done. What do you hear me complain about? Ask yourselves that. What do you hear me complain about? Mainly, I complain about government and globalists who are trying to take away our freedom. That's what I complain about. And I'll keep complaining about that. But when tragedies happen in life, they happen and you have to go on. And trust me, I've had bad things happen. I just don't bring it out here because it wouldn't bring any value to what you have to hear. Do you need to hear about my personal problems? About what's going on with my, with my beloved, in-laws or in-law that's really sick? You don't need to hear about that stuff. But what you do need to hear about is stuff that's going to bring value to your life. Go get prepped up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let me stop my whining, all right? I am going to try to have a live stream later on today. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. I was so busy yesterday, I felt terrible because I missed doing an interview with someone that we had planned for like over a month already, and I missed it, and I feel terrible. I'm going to try and see if he will forgive me when I call him later on today. Anyways, have a great day. Enjoy the day, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you have to go to work, enjoy the seconds and the minutes. I love what I'm doing here. I love coming out here at 2 or 3 in the morning. As you can see, it is, by now it's about 3:20 or so in the morning, something like that, 3:15. And it's smoky. We've got a lot of fires going on right now. and I can smell a hint of smoke in the air, and the smoke is literally covering up. It's got like, we have like a cloud of smoke in our atmosphere. Uh, so we're just hoping that it gives us a little bit of rain here in the next few days so that it can clean the air some. But this is the fire season. I'm just hoping that the fires that we have now are not that bad. They're all pretty small fires, and they're not like near us here. They're like miles away. But it makes a big difference in the air quality when we don't have all those fires. We've got to have at least 100 fires going on in like a 50-mile radius or something like that. But again, have a great day. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out. God bless you all.